Vegan Mama Me here, and this is Vegan Baby Nino.
And I'm Bella.
And we're vegan and we know it. We're vegan and we love it. Yeah. Ow.
You want to do it?
Baby do? Bam. And Mia.
Hello.
At the camera. Okay, hi guys. Just sitting outside, enjoying the fresh air, relaxing a little bit. Baby's Nini's down for a nap, vegan baby Nino. So I thought I'd come out here and talk to you guys for a while. Relaxing with a kombucha. This one I made myself. I keep my bottles when I buy them. And yeah, I make them myself. Check it out on one of my videos. I'll put a link below. And you can make it yourself too. You know how much they cost. They're like $3.49.69 each. So you can really make them for pennies. Really good, really tasty. Anyway, let's see, what can we talk about? My daughter emailed me a picture, I guess from about 2 years ago, and I'll put it up so that you can see it at the end of this video, because I can't access it right now while I'm outside. But it's a picture of me in my better days at my high weight of 212. That's right, 212. Compared to now, I'm down to sometimes 115. Tops I go to is about 117. And that's without trying. I've been at this weight for at least a year now. And I show my portions that I eat when I do what I ate today. So I definitely, I eat like major, I eat big amounts. But I eat the right things. So I was fortunate enough to be able to lose all that weight. And the way I did it was vegan. I just started eating healthy. I have one video up that I told you is a little bit about myself. I was, God, when I was in my early 20s, I was always at about 110. That was my normal weight, about 110. And then I hit, I guess probably my late 30s. And once I hit my late 30s, I just skyrocketed. And my weight just went totally out of control. And I went from 110 to 212. I had 2 children, and each child, I always started out at about 110 and went past 200 for each child. So I had a big tendency to gain lots of weight. So I always had to watch it. But I had gotten to the point where I was just really so tired of watching my weight when I was in my late 30s. I said, oh, you know what? The heck with this. The way I used to maintain my weight was I ate anything I wanted, but it was every other day. You know, one day I would just pig out and eat whatever I wanted, and then the next day I made sure that I ate the right portions, and most of the time not the right portions. At one time, I guess I had just gotten married and I was about 21, and I became anorexic, and I went from about 110 to about 65 pounds. I was really, really underweight. So I lived in Boston at the time, and my husband sent me back to my parents and said, you got to help her. You got to do something because she's going to die. And I still didn't see it for myself. I thought, you know, I'd look in the mirror and I thought I was heavy at 65 pounds. I was still trying to lose weight. And there would be days that I always liked sweets. I always liked carbohydrates, but sweet carbohydrates. There'd be days that I would get a diet cookie, sugar-free, and that would be what I would eat for the whole entire day. That was it. So that's how I lost so much weight. I went down to, like I said, about 65 pounds. So when I got to my father's and my mother's house in Florida, my father said, she's got to go to the hospital. We're going to take her to the hospital. So they took me to the hospital, took me to the emergency room, and the doctor said, what's wrong with her? She looks good. My father said, she's 65 pounds. She's 65 pounds at 5'3". What do you mean she looks good? Anyway, we left there and my father said, I'll build you up. I'll get you to the point where you need to be. So I didn't want to do that. I was resisting the whole entire time. He would make me milkshakes at least a couple times a day. And when he made me the milkshakes, he would put protein powder in it, weight gain powder, tons and tons of ice cream and milk, whatever it took in order to try to get me to gain weight. And he'd give me the milkshake and he'd think I was drinking it, and I would go and I'd throw it away. I'd flush it down the toilet or whatever. Then he caught on. My father was a pretty slick man. He kind of always knew. He was always watching. There was 10 children, and he'd stay up on the couch all night till every one of his children got home. And he'd say, come here. So we'd have to walk up next to him. We'd be going, oh no. And we were like 18 at the time. And he'd say, let me smell your breath. You've been drinking? You've been smoking? So we knew not to do any of that. But anyway, he got real smart to what I was doing. So he said, from now on, you're going to sit right here and I'm going to watch you until you finish the whole thing. And you're going to stay seated until it digests, so I make sure you're not getting rid of it or anything. So thank God my father helped me. I stayed with them for, I guess, about 2 or 3 months until I got built back up again. I would have died. I would have 100% died if my mother and father didn't save me. So anyway, I went back to Boston and I had my shit together at that time. I knew what I had to do, but I still never wanted to go above 110 pounds. So that's when I learned to eat, you know, every other day. So I thought every other day was the thing to do. And then, like I said, at the age of 39, I just said, you know what, to hell with this. I just don't want to do this anymore. I've been starving myself the whole time, and I don't kind of care what I look like anymore. You know? I mean, who am I trying to please? Not thinking that I had to please myself or even my kids. You know, when you have really heavy parents or whatever, they're embarrassed. Your children are embarrassed. They don't want you to come to their school. They don't want to introduce you to their friends. So anyway, I let myself go for a few years like that. I guess probably about 5 years, 6 years. And then finally, I said, this is enough. Enough's enough. And for some reason, I don't even know why. I can't even remember the reason. But I started to become vegetarian. And I really cut back on the meat. I was never a big meat eater. That wasn't my thing. Even when I was growing up, my mother used to fight me to eat meat. But the funny thing is, when they took the meat away from us, we were Catholic. And my mother raised us Fridays, Good Friday, you don't eat meat. We would panic. What do you mean we're not going to eat meat? What are we going to eat, Ma? There's nothing else to eat. What are we going to eat? Just potatoes and a vegetable? We can't eat like that. We'll starve to death. So she always used to do something for us that, you know, she'd get pizza. She'd do whatever so we didn't starve, of course. But anyway, so what I did was I put on all that weight, went to 212 pounds. And I got to the point where I really couldn't even breathe. Breathing for me was very difficult. I had to be put on an inhaler, and I was at the top dose there was. Twice a day, I had to take that every single day. I had to be put on medicine for my breathing. There was times that I had to be put on steroids. Steroids opens your lungs. And when I would have to take the steroids, guess what? I would gain more weight because steroids causes you to gain weight. Your appetite increases and you gain weight. And not to change the subject or whatever, but listening to some of the comments that's been going around about steroids and things, they say, especially Dorian Ryder says, steroids doesn't change your attitude. It doesn't change the way you act. Let me tell you, I am here to tell you, I took low doses. I didn't have a large dose. But when I took steroids, I was mean. And I am so far from a mean person, but I was mean. My fuse was about that short. You couldn't say anything to me. I would just snap. Makes your heart race, your heart pounds out of your chest. So I went to the doctors and said, I can't take this. I can't. It's making me feel just absolutely terrible. And I don't even trust myself because my anger is out of control. So I was able to get off that, put on something else. But anyway, of course, that helped to put weight on me. So, like I was saying, I became a vegetarian, slowed down on my meat eating, and was just eating, and I don't eat fish, never ate fish, don't like any kind of seafood, so I didn't eat seafood. But I would eat chicken. I would eat lots of chicken. And I really started turning off on chicken. I mean, I would think to myself and think about chickens and think about chickens running around and those poor little chickens. I said, how can I eat this? So woke up one morning and said, no meat. You're going to have to figure out how you're going to eat without meat because you're not going to do the meat thing anymore. So that's basically what I did and how I got my weight down. And can I tell you, I go 24 hours a day. Since I've lost all that weight and since I'm eating like I do, I am, from the time I get up in the morning, I get up at 6 o'clock every single morning. I have a lot of things that I have to do. A lot of people depend on me. There's things that's very important that I get done every single day. There's times I don't get to bed till 12:30, 1 o'clock in the morning. And I'm back up again the very next morning at 6 o'clock. Every single day of my life, rain or shine. There's no sleeping, there's no never ever. I can't. So I better have energy. And with the weight that I was, believe me, I was crawling. It was horrible. And then the other thing was my image. When I was 212 pounds, I didn't care about what I looked like. I'd put on a t-shirt. I put on jogging pants. Really, because nothing fit me. I couldn't find anything that really fit me. So it was always a t-shirt and jogging pants. My kids would say to me all the time, "Come on, Ma, don't you have any other clothes? We'll take you and buy you some clothes." I said, "No, it's not that. It's not that. It's that this is what I'm comfortable in. This is what I'm the most comfortable in." And when you see a couple of the pictures, you'll see I had a t-shirt on and I had jogging pants and sneakers. Always sneakers, because my feet had to be very comfortable. Carrying all that weight, you have to be comfortable. And even walking past a mirror, I would duck. I didn't want to see myself. I never wanted to see what I looked like, because I knew what I looked like, so I was hiding from myself. My family would want to take pictures. They'd say, "Come on, Ma, get in the picture with us." No, absolutely not. They'd have to force me into the picture to be able to get into the picture. And how many times did I miss things that were special occasions, special dinners, family affairs, because I was too fat to go. I was too embarrassed of myself. Now think not, maybe you say that's foolish, but it wasn't foolish for me. I was very embarrassed of who I was and what I had allowed myself to become. So I chose to hibernate myself. I chose to pull away from everything and everybody. That's a horrible way to have to live your life. So now that I was able to get to this weight, I could go on and tell you all the bad reasons of being heavy. What happened to my life because I was heavy. And it wasn't about the other people that shunned me or made me feel that way. It was about me. It was what I felt. It was how I felt inside. I couldn't even walk to the corner because I was so heavy. I know now, being 115 pounds, I carry vegan baby Nino. He's almost 30 pounds. That's so hard. So I try to think to myself, imagine having another 30 pounds on myself. Oh my God, I don't know how I would do it. But I guess you just do it. You don't realize when you're heavy. But now that I'm this weight, nobody can hold me down. I'm not going to miss anything ever again. I'm going to do whatever I want. I'm going to go wherever I want. And I don't have to hang my head anymore. I can put my head up high and feel good about myself. And that's a real good feeling. So I just really wanted to put this video out there for the people that are heavy and let them know you can do it. I did it. I did it. If I can do it, you can do it. And even to the vegans, and you know, what a lovely way we eat. People don't realize, people don't understand how happy we can be eating the way we eat. As vegans, we have massive and ample amounts of food to keep us full, to keep us content. There's nothing that we can't have. If somebody's eating a brownie, guess what? I can eat a brownie too. Somebody's eating ice cream, I can eat my ice cream and not feel like I can't do what everybody else can do, because I can. There's nothing I can't have. So that's all I wanted to say to you guys. I wanted to let you know my feelings, what it was like being fat, what it's like being like this now. It's an amazing thing. So thanks for listening, guys, and you need any advice from me, if I can help you in any way, if there's anybody out there, comment on my video. Let me know. Talk to me. Ask me any kind of question that you want to ask, and I'd be more than happy to give you advice, the best that I can give you. I'm not an expert. I'm just a person. But I did it. I did it. And I can help you. Okay, subscribe, like, and comment. See this? Nice. From 117. Not too bad, not too shabby.